Alrighty, so UFC 323, the final pay-per-view of Big 2025 is taking place this weekend, and I'm here to give you my picks and predictions, thoughts on how the fights are gonna go, with a little bit of spice at the end of it. All right, a little bit of flair for the boys. If you're new around the channel, I do picks and predictions on every single fight card, so I'll be doing a prediction on this and the next weekend's fight card, and then we gotta wait 6 weeks, and then we go into the Paramount era, and of course I'm gonna be doing it then. I do videos about anything I'm passionate about. I've got over 3 years of experience in the game, and I've been recording videos we're approaching 2 years. I'm getting my skin in this game. Hey, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you feel like sticking around. Now, with that being said, I like to go into this without doing research and using my ball knowledge, aka watching every single event. So, we're going to start with the prelim opener of 323, which is looking like a stacked card. I kind of like the names I'm seeing. Muhammad Naimov taking on Mayron Santos. Yo, why is Naimov back so soon? Okay. I feel like I just saw this guy fight. That was really against Bogdan Grad? Who's the guy who got fucking smoked by Quillen Selkild? I thought that was this guy. Well, shit. Mayron Santos is good. Sadiq Yusuf. Oh, man, that performance pissed me off. It was up a weight class, I'm pretty sure, for Yusuf. Yeah, we're gonna go with Naimov. Whoa. What? Why are the odds so wide? Wait, what? What am I missing here? This guy beat Francis Marshall on a night where Francis Marshall looked like shit. Beat Khan Offley. What the fuck are... That Sadiq Yusuf fight was also close. I mean, he won, like, Mayron Santos won it, and I was pissed off, because I picked Sadiq Yusuf, and I thought Sadiq Yusuf was going to go on to do great things, so that my boy Diego Lopez, the true 145 king, we will get the belt, okay? We beat Gene Silva via my predictions in round 2 TKO. We did that. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Naimov. I don't know why the fuck people are so high on Santos. Is this light? No, it's featherweight, so this guy's cutting weight. Damn. Do people really not like Naimov that much? Huh. Also, Felipe Lima, it's not a good look in hindsight. The win over Nathaniel Wood was a close fight. You could say Robert. Yeah, I'm going to go with Naimov here. I don't know why he's an underdog. I'm kind of confused on that, I'll be honest. Mayron Santos, he's not that big. He's not that, like, filled in for the division. His last fight, I'm pretty sure he missed weight. I'm not too, like, concerned about Naimov winning this, I saw him fight Bogdan Grad, and he didn't have a great game plan in that fight, and Bogdan Grad kind of threw that fight away. But Bogdan Grad's got good wrestling, as showcased in his last performance against that English guy. I can't remember his name. Paddy Pimlet's training partner. But I think Bogdan Grad's good. Dude, I think Bogdan Grad would beat Mayron Santos. This is weird. I don't know what these line movements... Am I missing something? Is this guy got staph infection? Like, what the fuck's going on? Naimov is, like, good everywhere. Striking's pretty good. He doesn't really have a lot of power. He's got good takedown defense-ish. I don't know, man. Mayron Santos might shoot some takedowns, and he might get some. Naimov's probably just going to stand up. I mean, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go with Naimov here. We move on. Mansour Abdul Malik taking on... Who the Oh, Anton Turkali. I'm looking at the... I read this name, and then I saw this, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, yeah, we're going with Mansour Abdul Malik. I don't think this guy's going to be something big. I think he's on a win streak, right? It was a fucking... Oh, it was, That was the fight where he, like, illegally elbowed him or something. I thought it was legal. Wasn't it like a knee? Oh my god, those odds are crazy. Holy shit. Yo, people are going to be losing so much money off this card. What the fuck? These odds are crazy, man. What the fuck? Ooh, wow. Okay, that makes me want to sprinkle something on Turkali. No, but Turkali sucks. Turkali is dog shit. I think this isn't going to look like a minus 1200 fight. Mansour Abdul Malik, he hits kind of hard. His striking's pretty good. His takedowns are pretty good. Takedown defense pretty good. And he's a bit bigger of a gentleman. Turkali's a big gentleman, but he sucks everywhere. Striking is ugly. He's a punching bag. What's his last losses? Trayshawn Gore? Yeah. Yeah, and Charbullet. That's the one I was thinking of who chinned him. That was like a pity chinning, too. Yeah, I mean, this guy fucking sucks. Turkali's terrible. Abdul Malik by decision. I think it's going to be... I think Turkali might win a round or have a round where a judge gives him a round. Just based on Mansour Abdul Malik, he's kind of one of those fighters that he goes, like, he's a cool down fighter, you know? He unloads everything and then he waits a bit. He unloads everything and he waits a bit. A little bit like Sergey Spivak in a way, you know? So he'll unload his hands and then he'll kind of stand there in front of someone. I did that with Cody Brundage a few times. Nick Klein sucks. Dusko Todorovic is a good win in hindsight, even though I'm pretty sure that was a short notice. Wasn't it up a weight class too? I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was short notice, if I remember correctly. I'm going with Abdul Malik by decision. This should be easy squeezy. But I think it's going to look a lot different. You know, he could come in and smoke Turkali. That wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think Abdul Malik's going to be all that. I think, you know, he's young. He's got time to improve. We'll see. Moving on. Ibo Aslan versus Iwon That. Who the fuck is this guy? Iwo who? Yeah, if you don't know, I don't watch fucking Contender Series. Maybe I'll watch this one. Muhammad Ali. Oh, this is the guy who got the upset against Muhammad Ali. Oh, I remember this. I watched this one. Right? This is the old-ass Muhammad Ali came in there and got fucking smoked in round one. Think that's the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah, this guy looked big, and he looked like he had heat in his hands. Ibo Aslan is a victim on the feet. Simple as. He doesn't throw enough. He's not imposing enough. He lost to Jan Kutalaba via being terrible, gassing out. In an early round, I want to say it was like round 2, round 1. That was like an early round that he gassed out in. And then in the Billy Alkena fight, he literally looked like he didn't know what he was doing. I do think he should have won the fight, kind of. I mean, I'd have to rewatch it, but I don't care to rewatch a dog shit fight like that. But he literally looked like he had no idea what he's doing. He looks like a roid monster, and he looks like he's probably on something. He also has that presence, like everyone who's clearly on something, where they don't throw enough, or they're kind of dog shit, you know? The Carlos Leals, the... who is that other? William Knight, you know? Like, that's... Ibo Aslan's really just a modern-day William Knight at the end of the day. So I'm going to go with Iwo. I'm going to take a risk here with the guy who just finished someone. Polish, so I can trust his toughness, because Polish dudes, they just have something different in the gene pool. And yeah, heavy hands, Polish guy. This guy might be the legendary Polish power, you know. He might be coming for the... He might be waiting for Jan to fucking pass the torch down to this guy. So yeah, I'm going to go with Iwo here. We're going to move on. Edson Barbosa versus Jalen Turner. Fuck this fight. This is one of those situations where it feels like whoever I pick, I'm just wrong. If I pick Edson, he's going to have brain damage and not throw punches, not throw kicks, look like a slow shitter out there, and not close out rounds. If I pick Jalen Turner, what the fuck is this guy doing? He just retired because he's brain dead. He's just going to fumble something, gas out, and then get finished or something like that. If I'm going with the skillful fighter and who's cooler and who I like more, it's Edson Barbosa 10 times out of 10. Edson's literally looked like his brain isn't functioning anymore. You know? Edson was one of my favorite fighters for a while. Mainly from the Sadiq Youssef fight. That's still one of my favorite fights to watch, like, to this day. Because Crazy comeback from Edson. Ever since that fight, he literally looked like he didn't have it. Now, I know when you look at the loss, like, oh, he lost to Lerone Murphy. Nobody's beat that guy. Look what he just did to Aaron Pico. Who cares? Okay? He didn't throw a single fucking leg kick against a guy who's weak to fucking leg kicks. What are we doing? What's the game plan? What's going on? Where's that Billy Quarantillo game planning with the flying knee as Billy fucking ducks down for something, you know? Like, where's the game plan gone, Edson? You know? And then in the Drakkar close fight, it literally was one of those, yeah, you just don't got it no more. Jalen Turner is just big. Why is Edson going up 145 or 155, man? Oh, why do I have to predict these fucking shitter fights? This guy just retired, so I question his heart, and he's retarded. He's literally retarded. Fuck. He fumbles the finishes. And he breaks. He has no willpower. And so does Edson. Oh, I hate this. Timmy Turner. I hate this. Jalen Turner. I fucking hate this. I know you're gonna fumble another finish. Fuck, I don't want to pick. Man, I don't want to pick this fight, man. Jalen Turner. I know you're hiding those fairly gut parrots. Oh my god, man. I don't want to pick this fight. I'm going to go with Jalen Turner. I'm going to hope Jalen Turner gets a round 1 KO, man. Because if he doesn't, he probably loses this. When the fuck did he become 14-9? I swear he was like 9-7 when he left. Maybe I'm wrong, but when the fuck? That's just weird. Yeah, Ignacio Bahamondes, he literally put himself into an armbar. That's why I'm worried with an Edson fight. The guy's crafty on the ground. Renato Moicano fumbled a finish because he had PTSD of KOing Bobby Green. And then Dan Hooker split decision. He lost that fight because Dan Hooker just has better heart. And Mateus Gamrot, he also lost that because he just broke and gassed out in the later rounds because he's a weight bully and all he does is just... I hate this fight, man. Yeah, I'm going with Turner. I'm going to hope he gets a finish. Because if he doesn't, I'm just going to be wrong no matter what. I'm going to go Jalen Turner KO. This is crazy for the third fight to be an Edson Barbosa fight. Fourth fight. How the mighty have fallen. Anyways, we move on to Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira. I forgot fucking Marvin's still around. This guy wasn't cut? What is that, 4? No, it's 3. Huh. Jared Cannonier, when he got whooped, masterclassed. Roman Dolidze. This guy fought Roman? What? Where have I been? What the fuck? Yeah, Brendan Allen. That fight was depressing to watch. That was just a shit fucking performance, man. When the fuck did he fight Roman Dolidze? How do I not have that in my memory banks? I'm going with Bruno Ferreira. I'm going with KO. I'm doing it. I know Marvin might have one of the best chins in the UFC. Dude, Bruno fucking hits hard, man. This guy fucking hits real goddamn hard. And something with Bruno Ferreira is I know he's getting a little bit... Damn, he's older than Marvin. That's crazy. And I know, like, he's getting a little bit, up there in age in terms of, like, his time on the clock, and he's a little bit shorter for the division. Ooh, this is kind of tough, but he is good grappling. Like, Bruno Ferreira's problem is a gas tank. Marvin Vettori's problem is fighting. Like, he doesn't strike well. He doesn't hit that hard. He doesn't have any submission threat. Yeah. You know, enough said. If he's not beating Brendan Allen on the feet when his brother, when his brother died, there's no other motivation I think you could give Marvin Vettori to go out there and chin another human being. His brother passed away before that fight, and he's using that as motivation. He was dedicating the fight to his passed away brother. And if he's not getting the willpower to, like, really throw down in a mostly stand-up fight, I can't trust him to KO a guy like Bruno Ferreira. Now, there's a chance Bruno gasses out in the third round, but honestly, so far, I think when we're looking at who's more reliable, I'm gonna go with Bruno Ferreira, man. I really like this kid. I really like this kid. You know, he's good all around. Got the hands. Yeah, he's just good, man. He's good. His big problem is a gas tank and being a little undersized. But he's thick, you know. And that's what I think it's really going to come down to. And I think he really will chin Marvin Vettori. The only reason why he lost this a boost fight was because he gassed out. And I imagine he's been working on his cardio since then. But he hasn't really needed to because he's just been killing people in round one. So I really do think Bruno Ferreira is going to... I think he's going to really hurt Marvin. And Marvin's been getting cracked a little bit recently. I know, like, the Jared Cannonier fights, you know, to say something. If Brendan Allen is piecing you up and, like, making you look like a bitch on the feet and cracking you and busting your nose in round one, too much scar tissue, I can't trust it for the scorecards. Even if Bruno can't get a finish, round 1 and 2, I would almost bet money Bruno Ferreira is going to win just purely based off damage. You know, Bruno could land one jab, and Marvin's got a fucking swolled up eye, bloody nose, and a cut on his chin. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with Bruno Ferreira purely because of miles being too much on Marvin Vettori. That's it. Marvin, I genuinely think, has the skill set. He just, for whatever reason, lacks the brains to throw back when he gets hit. It's just that simple. We move on. Faris Siam taking on Nazim Sadikov. In my opinion, this is a banger fight. I do think Sadikov robbed Nicholas Mata in that fight. I genuinely think Mata should have got the TKO in round 1. He had 2 minutes of just teeing off, and the ref didn't do shit. And I get it. He won, and in hindsight's 2020. I really, really do think Faris Ziam is good on the feet. I hate Faris Ziam. Let me make this clear. I hate both these guys. I hate Faris Ziam, though. He just never really looks like he's good when I see him fight. Like, I never see that X factor, the thing that makes me want to pick him to win a fight. I've probably picked I think I picked Mike Davis, but I was like, Mike Davis had a fucking, smelled paint in the locker room or whatever while they were in France, so that's why that was weird. Matt Favola got shinned after getting dominated. Claudio Puella sucks. Jai Herbert sucks. Figlak sucks. So I think I'm going to go with Ziam here, and it's purely because I've now seen Nazim Sadikov twice not be good enough. And I think Ziam is like, he's accurately like top 20 in the lightweight division, you know? I think he's top 20 in the lightweight division. Sadikov, I just don't think is there. I think he's maybe like top 35, top 30, you know? Like, he's just not there yet with his skills, and he hasn't mixed in things properly. It's almost like he's in wrestling mode or he's in striking mode. And when he's doing one thing, he's sacrificing something on the other. Like, when he's wrestling and when he's grappling, he's not really, what's it called? How do I describe it? Like, he's not that active on the, like, he's not good for scoring criteria, is what I think I'm trying to say. The Bonfim fight, he did do really well. Bonfim fucking isn't that good, is what we found out. Thanks to the Tacopedia prediction by myself and a few others in the MMA YouTube space. But yeah, Terrence McChinney, congrats. He did sub him, to be fair. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just, I don't trust Nazim Sadikov. You know, I've seen this guy broken. I've seen this guy cracked a lot. You know, Faris Ziam, he kind of had like a resurgence after, I think he was on a 2-fight losing streak or something when he came to the UFC. And he's kind of found his like momentum. I think he's going to continue that momentum. I think he's going to win via KO in round 1, man. I just see like a head kick or something. Sadikov's very like hunched. He's not hunched over. He's got a wide stance, but he's got his hands almost not on his head. Even when he was shelling up in the Nicholas Mata fight, I think he's open to getting chinned. You know, I just think it takes someone to switch his lights off. I think Siam's going to be that guy. Land that head kick, front kick, something like that. Some sort of kick, I think, is going to KO Sadikov. We move on. Macy Barber taking on Karina Silva. If you don't know, I do this very, very high-tech method of picking my women's MMA fights called flipping a coin because I don't give a fuck, all right? Listen, I'm not sexist. I like women. Hey, we love women on the channel, okay? You know? And I'm sure these women are going to showcase some really nice assets come Saturday night. However, I just don't want to, I think, mixed martial arts is just a violent sport. I just don't want to see beautiful women, as such as these two lovely ladies, get in there and have to scrap it out, So we care about women here. We are going to be coin flipping a women's fight because I don't take it seriously. And, yeah, heads is the woman on the left, tails is the woman on the right. Let's see what we get, baby. We get tails. That is Karina Silva. She, man. I don't want to fucking pick her, man. Who'd she beat? Diana Barbosa? Yeah. He's gonna win. Who the fuck are Caitlyn? Mandy Hebos? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with Karina Silva, 29-28 split decision. Don't give a fuck. We move on. Terrence McChinney taking on Chris Duncan. Fight of the year contender against Mateusz Rebecki over here. Good old Scotland putting himself on the map. I think he gets it done. Terrence is good. Yeah, I disrespect Terrence McChinney here, but he is good. His hands are fast. He's got a wicked comeback story from being a drug addict and all that stuff and overdosing and shit. But what's really important is that his grappling is high level and his striking is high level and he's fast. That being said, he's open on the feet. Don't like that. And when we're talking about grappling and shit, he's kind of got an ego, I think, when he grapples. Like, he almost wants to grapple good grapplers. I think he's going to shoot a takedown on Chris Duncan and get subbed. I really do. I really, really do. Terrence McKinney really reminds me of someone. He doesn't remind me of someone, but he does give me the vibe that he's going to shoot a takedown in this and get guillotined, and it's going to be like, well, what do you fucking expect, dumbass? If I'm not mistaken, his loss here. Oh, not to Espan Rivovic. What was the one? Was it Sadikov? I think it was Sadikov who subbed him. I'm pretty sure he initiated grappling in that fight. I could be wrong, but it's almost like he tries to fight fighters at their specialty. The Borshev one, I think, was a little bit different, and I think that's sort of like, I mean, that kind of speaks volumes. He's a little scared on the feet. I think he's at the point in his career now as well where he knows he's chinny as fuck. His KOs are some of the worst of all time. Like, not in terms of status and everything, but dude, I'm telling you, if you want to see some guys killed on the canvas, look up Terrence McKinney getting chinned. Dog, it's some of the most depressing like, that will make you depressed, watching him getting chinned, you never want anyone to see you get chinned like that, but, Terrence McKinney, I do think he's going to get subbed here. I think he's going to shoot a takedown after having a little bit of success on the feet. Chris Duncan's a little slow, a little gangly on the feet. He's got some nice reach and he uses it properly. He could get cracked here. I think Terrence McKinney is going to shoot a takedown after Chris Duncan. After Chris Duncan is like tapping away with kicks and front kicks and leg kicks, I really think Terrence McKinney's going to get frustrated, shoot a takedown, get guillotined instantly, Christian Leroy Duncan's got one of the nastiest guillotines in the game. Almost up there with Charles Jourdain. Almost. And other than his guillotine choke, it was almost a good thing to see Rebecki and Chris go the full distance. That was a wicked fight. Chris showcased he's got a crazy chin. Like, I know Rebecki doesn't hit that hard and he's a little bit pillow-fisted. Still got a crazy chin to eat some of those shots. He's not going to quit, and I really, really like that against the Terrence McKinney. And at the end of the day, Terrence McKinney really has beat nobody fucking good. Literally nobody good. He's beat nobody good. Mike Breeden, Brendan That, Vyacheslav Borshev, love the guy. Slaviklaus, great guy. Great guy, but he is just shit. Damir had fucking whatever the fuck. He was 44 years old, coming off like a 4-year layoff. Yeah, Chris Duncan's not that. You know, he's fucking good. You know, I could even see Terrence McKinney get cracked. I would be a little surprised if Duncan gets submitted, I guess. You know, even in a decision, now that we've seen Chris go like a grueling decision, this is going to be a tough one, I think, for a lot of people to figure out. Because he did really, really well in that fight, even though I think it was a split decision against Rebecca. No, it was unanimous, never mind. But yeah, I'm going to go with Chris Duncan here. I think he's going to get a submission round one, easy guillotine after Terrence McKinney gets frustrated. Moving on, Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres. Going Grant Dawson. I don't like Torres. He's always looked breakable to me. Did he beat? Yeah, it was Drew Dober. You know, KO the ground and pound Ignacio Bahamondes. Not a good look in hindsight. I don't think Ignacio's that good, even though he's like sort of made his way up. Manuel Torres is sort of like long, but he's not like that tall. He is thick. Like his muscles are thick. You could accuse him of being on roids, and I wouldn't complain. But I do think he's chinny, and a Mexican that's chinny worries the fuck out of me. And I know Grant Dawson is mainly a grappler. He really is mainly a grappler because he got chinned by Bobby Green. He got 1-2'd. Hey, we made a lot of money that night, let me tell you. Ooh, buddy. Plus 800 Bobby Green at the time. Come on, bruh. Anyways, good old King Green. Yeah, he's really fucking good, though. Grant Dawson his grappling is Arman Sarukian level. I'd say that about Grant Dawson. His grappling is really good, and he doesn't quit either. Manuel Torres, I think once he gets put in a bad position, he's gonna stay in that position. You know, I think that he had a good finish on Drew Dober, where Drew Dober had fucking flashbacks the moment he woke up. But I really don't see Manuel Torres winning anywhere, and his best opportunity is maybe like a front kick up the middle, a knee up the middle as Grant Dawson shoots. You know, Grant Dawson stays out of range for most of it, and then he shoots a takedown. And when he shoots a takedown, you're basically getting taken down. I think, you know, he's got really nice wrist control too. He's very Asu Almabayev like, you know, like he's not going to quit in ugly positions, and he's just going to get you down or get your back, one of the two. So I think he'll find a way to the back, maybe get a submission. Overall, I think I'm going to go with 30-27 Grant Dawson. He did have a wicked finish not too long ago. Never mind, it was a year ago. I'm getting old. But yeah. Grant Dawson, looking good. I think he still gets this one done. We move on. Jan Blachowicz taking on Bogdan Guskov. I love Jan Blachowicz. I did pick him to beat Carlos Ulberg, and I stand by. He should have won that fight. That was a robbery decision. I did pick Alex Pereira to beat him, so I got that one right. You know, then there was that Magomed weird situation. You know, blew out Rakic's knee with voodoo magic from Poland, but I do think Bogdan Guskov is going to get this done. If this was like 39-year-old Jan Blachowicz, 38-year-old Jan Blachowicz, you know, back in the title contention days when he was fighting what the fuck is his name? I literally just said it. Ankalaev, when he was fighting Ankalaev, I probably would be picking him here. I think he had a lot more heat in his hands. I really feel like he's lost all that power. You know, and I think his grappling isn't going to be good enough against Bogdan Guskov. Bogdan Guskov hasn't used too much of his grappling. He does have that submission win to oh, he did lose to Volkan Ozdemir as well. Damn. He does have that submission win against Billy Elkenna, and he's been on a heater. I think he's going to continue here. Bogdan Guskov's really fucking good, you know? He's the Anthony Smith that Anthony Smith wants to be. And I really do feel like he hits fucking hard. I think he's going to chin Jan Blachowicz. As crazy as that might sound to old heads, you know, Jan Blachowicz getting chinned. I think it's going to happen, man. I really think it's going to happen. Jan Blachowicz really slowed down. And he's really just not been looking good out there. Now, I do think he beat Ulberg, but that was mainly because Ulberg was a bitch. Low kick, ran away. Low kick, ran away. Guskov's not doing that. Guskov is going in there, hands low, and he's going to throw with everything he's got. I think he's, like, the way Jan Blachowicz stands, he stands very stiff, very little head movements. I think he's going to get caught by like a really nasty overhand right or just a right hand down the pipe as like Bogdan does some weird head movement, you know? He's almost like a Timu MVP mixed in with having like good grappling. I genuinely think his grappling's pretty good. It just speaks to the level of volumes like Osimir is back in the day. Also, I think was that debut? That might have not been debut. I think he had one and then it was the debut, but Guskov's been doing well. I'm gonna trust him to get this one done. Yeah, and we'll see what happens. You know, I'm pretty excited for this one. Guskov's a fun fighter. If he does lose, I think Jan Blachowicz is gonna chin him. If you were to pick away Guskov's gonna lose, I think Blachowicz is gonna catch him because that kind of seems like the way Bogdan fights. You know, he's there to finish or get finished. You know, he's got a decision somewhere, right? No, he's literally just been. He's either been finished. He is the better Uros Medic, if you know what that is. But yeah, I do think Bogdan Guskov is really, really good. I think he's going to get it done. I think his hands are going to be a little too fast, a little too powerful for Jan Blachowicz at 40, almost 43 years old. And I think the legendary Polish power is going to have to pass on the torch. We move on. Henry Cejudo. Henry, the cringe king Cejudo, taking on Peyton, the Spot, Talbot. Okay. Recently watched Across the Spider-Verse. Great movie. Great movie. Yeah. I hate this. I really don't want to predict this fight. This is another one where it's like, whoever I pick loses. And I know anyone who watches the sport, I know there's people who, yeah, oh yeah, I watch the sport all the time. Oh, I'm a hardcore fan. You've never seen a single pay-per-view event. I get it. But for people who actually watch, the pick here is Henry Cejudo. I mean, that's obvious, right? Like, no one's going to dispute that. When you look at skills, Henry Cejudo's got a better technique-wise striking. He's got better grappling. He's got better wrestling. When you look at resume, we can look at Henry resume here. Yeah, 3-loss skid. Aljamain Sterling, he lost because a judge scored it for the 5th round. The 5th round was very clearly Henry Cejudo's. Arguably a robbery. I said it, and I've been saying it, and I'm standing 10 toes down. That was a it was kind of a robbery. Round 5 was very clearly Henry Cejudo's. And the fact that a judge scored it for Aljamain Sterling, and that's the reason why Henry lost, it's just sad to see, you know? Merab, he had a broken hand in that fight. Now, I don't think it was officially stated, but when you watch the fight, it's very clear something's fucked with Henry's right hand. I don't know what happened, but his hand was completely fucked and he got out-wrestled. Makes sense. And that's Merab. Aljamain Merab. Those two alone, I'm picking Henry Cejudo. This guy fucking slaughters Peyton Talbot. But then you look at, I can't see, man. Triple C, man. I can't see, man. You look at that loss, and you're like, where was this guy? What the fuck? Who is this? Who showed up to fight Song Yadong? This ain't Henry Cejudo. This was sad to watch. I picked Song Yadong. Dude, Henry's lost it, man. He has. He's lost it, man. He can't see no more, man. Can't see the gold anymore, man. No more belt, man. I need a paycheck, man. And that's what he's fighting for at the end of the day, you know? If I was to trust Henry Cejudo to go out there and wrestle, he beats Peyton Talbot. Why the fuck in 3 rounds did Henry not shoot a goddamn takedown on Song Yadong? Maybe he did and it was stuffed. I have no recollection in my memory of Henry even attempting a takedown. And that's a problem. Because if you don't do that on Peyton Talbot, a young up-and-comer who's long and reachy, at some point physicality matters. I'm going with Peyton the Spot Talbot. Oh, man. That hurts to do. That hurts to do. You hate to see it, man. Oh, fuck. You hate to see it. And his last win pisses me off, too. Because Felipe Lima lost that fight. And why the fuck is this guy getting Henry Cejudo? And I know what people are saying. Hadi Barcelos outgrappled him and outlanded on him and made Peyton Talbot look like a bitch. I think that was just what happens when the lights are too bright. He started losing, realized, shit. Actually need to start doing something. Couldn't do anything because Hadi Barcelos grappling is just next level. People forget, man. Hadi Barcelos is really fucking good. He is bantamweight Edson Barbosa in his prime right now. Like, he's doing so well now. I genuinely think Hadi Barcelos, or I genuinely think, like, Henry would get this done if I could trust him to get a fucking takedown. I, can't trust him to get a takedown against a big guy. It's one thing if you're, like, 5'8", going against a guy who's 5'10". Not really a big difference. You're 5'4". You know? Pretty soon I'm going to start hearing Oompa, Loompa, Doompah Dee. My name is Triple fucking C. You know? At one point I'm just going to hear that. And I'm just going to see, yep, he's fucked. You know? That's his walkout music, man. It's just going to be him and his whole family. Fucking Oompa, Loompa, Doompah Dee. Fuck, man. I actually do. I don't hate Henry Cejudo either, you know? I know he's cringe and he yaps a lot and da-da-da-da-da. I think he's like a personality the UFC sort of needs. I don't think he's winning this one. And it's sad, too. It's really sad. He's ruined his retirement. He's ruined his legacy. All because he wanted to chase for a belt. He got robbed. Then he had bad circumstances. And it happens in the fight game. Dog, I just think, like, Peyton Talbot's going to be too physically imposing in there. You know? Like, you know when you're watching a fight and, he shot a takedown. Like, Henry might shoot a takedown and he might get his fucking grip, right? I can just so see Peyton Talbot reaching over that wrist, getting wrist control, wrenching that arm. Henry Cejudo's on bottom. Now he's trying to scramble. Peyton Talbot's just landing elbows, you know? And then Peyton's just holding Henry Cejudo down, you know? I'm going to go with Peyton Talbot. I disagree with the odds. I might even throw $10 on Henry Cejudo because he should win this fight. He should. I don't think he is, though. I just have this feeling, that tonight's gonna be a bad night. Fuck, man. I'm gonna hate to see it, but yeah, I think Henry Cejudo's gonna lose, and he's gonna put his gloves in the octagon and retire. I think it's retire. Again, we move on. Brandon Moreno taking on Tatsuro Taira. I'm taking Tatsuro Taira. I am. I think at some point he gets the back. Once he gets the back, that is a Tatsuro Taira round. This is a 3-round fight. I only need to... If he can get the back once, he wins that round free. It's cashed. Easy. No problem. In 15 minutes, I think he'll get the back multiple times. So I do think Tatsuro Taira, if we're looking at grappling, I think he's better than Brandon Moreno. Brandon's good. Moreno's good. He's really good. I just don't think he's good enough anymore. You know, he spams overhand rights. He has a hunch down stance. And he's really only beating guys who are there to lose to him. Steve Erceg literally went into the fight. Yeah, I don't really have a game plan. You know, I'm gonna go in there, and if I fight, if we grapple, I might grapple him for 25 minutes. Who knows? You know, you never really know the game plan. You know, what the fuck are we doing? Highest level division, highest level fucking position in the sport, #1 contender fight, and you're out there doing that? Get out of here, man. And then Amir Albazi didn't shoot a takedown. If you don't know who Amir Albazi is, imagine if you saw Khabib never shoot a takedown. You would be staring at your screen. What the fuck are you doing, you idiots? You know? It's just, it is what it is. So, I'm going to go with Tatsuro Taira. Listen, he's young as shit, 25, I get it. and he is inexperienced, I really do think that Royval fight was a great showcase. I picked Royval to beat him, right? But I do think it was a great showcase. Taira is high level. He is good, you know? He's a little bit open on the feet, but Brandon Moreno ain't tricky. He's got an overhand right, and that's about it. I reckon if Taira figures that out, just guard the overhand right, it's his fight. And then I already trust him to get the back at least once, and that's a free round. And at that point, I just need him to get another round. Even edge another round against a striker who's not really high on the volume, who doesn't really shoot takedowns. This is Taira all day, in my opinion. You know, I think a clear 29-28. We move on. Alejandro Zikanabul Pantoja taking on Joshua. We taking the van. All right, so I like Joshua Van. I've been singing his praises for a while, you know. Did get chinned to not Charles Jourdain, Charles Johnson. It happens to the best of us. Joshua Van is really, really fucking good. His anti-grappling might be one of the best in the business. For flyweight, I should say. Yeah, not as okay, this is where we get tricky. He's great at stuffing takedowns. I don't think he's that good at scrambling. Yet. I've said it. His striking is basically mini Petr Yan. Alright? He's basically flyweight Petr Yan. He's got clean boxing. Only, he arguably lands more. He might be a better striker than Petr Yan. There, I said it. Oh, I said it. He does have aura. This kid got fucking aura, let me tell you. Oh, he's a little older than me, you know? You'll see me there. Don't worry, boys. Hey, don't worry. Here on the Barry Ben channel, you'll see me up there eventually, guys. Don't worry. But I do think it's just an experience thing. I genuinely think when we're talking about skill sets, Pantoja's got good striking, fantastic grappling. But Joshua Van has good grappling, mainly on the stopping of the grappling. Great, fantastic boxing, you know? But when we look at the stand-up, I think Joshua Van's going to be winning most of it. But I also think Joshua Van's going to be taking the most damage. And what I mean by that is when you really look at the Brandon Royval fight, okay, first of all, we got to get it out of the way. Brandon Royval had a fucking space helmet when he walked into that fight. Anyone else remember that? He was literally wearing like a concussion fucking futuristic from 2077 fucking biking helmet. I don't know what that thing was. I think he had a brain problem or something. I don't know. Something weird happened that night. Regardless, the Brandon Royval fight screamed to me like Royval was really trying to be ahead on numbers, and he tried to be on head on numbers by doing the same shit. It was a check hook, it was a jab, and it was a right. And he basically just spammed the shit out of that, and then he also spammed a few low kicks. He couldn't account for the stomps, and that's what had him get dropped in round 3, and that's what kind of swayed the fight into Joshua Van's fight. I do think if he didn't get dropped, he would have won that fight. I also think Pantoja's going to land harder shots. He's never really been a KO guy. I do think Pantoja, though, he's going to get respect on the feet pretty early. Joshua Van doesn't have a crimson chin. He's got really good striking defense, and he showcased that. And we all know Pantoja is more of like an overhand right guy. I think Pantoja is going to do what he does. He's going to stalk, throw, maybe whiff, get tagged, shoots takedown, gets it. And the reason why I think this is going to be Pantoja all day, every day, is I'm not worried about the cardio of Van. I think Van's going to have fine cardio. If this goes 5 rounds, I'll be ecstatic, okay? I think Van's going to do really, really well on the cardio department. Not worried about that at all. I really do think Pantoja is going to, I've seen it so many times. Pantoja is going to wait. He's going to stalk, frustrate Van by not really doing much, and having Van sort of need to strike with Pantoja to be up on the scorecards. As he goes for a jab, as he goes for a kick, a low kick especially, because that's what a lot of strikers like to do to wrestlers. I think Pantoja is going to shoot a takedown and get it very quickly. When Pantoja gets the takedown, I don't think Joshua Van's getting up. And I know he's really, really good at stuffing takedowns. I think Pantoja's really, really good at finding the takedown that you can't stuff, if that makes sense. You know? So as much as I love Joshua Van, as much as I've been touting his skills, I do think Pantoja is that one level higher. And I said the same thing with Royval, but I said that in the striking department. I ate my humble pie. I'll admit Joshua Van's a better striker than Brandon Royval. I think Royval is a better scrambler than Joshua Van. I just think Van's gonna get taken. Like, it's when he gets taken down, I think, is the problem. Not if. It's when. You know? And I really do think Pantoja's gonna find a submission. I think it might look like the Kyle Sakura situation, where it's gonna be a moment where you're like, oh, Joshua Van's safe here, and then you see Pantoja slowly work in a submission, something, and then he finds it instantly, gets it, locks in, Joshua Van's out cold. I don't want to see it, but I have the vision. I see it, you know? I don't want to see it, but it's in front of my face, you know? I can't go against it, you know? But I'm going to be rooting for both of these guys. I like Pantoja. I can feel now. Tell me, Dad, are you proud of me now? What a fucking man this guy is. What a chat he is, man. Also, reach advantage for Pantoja is kind of wild. But, I mean, that's just the way Joshua Van fights. He's always got, like, a reach disadvantage. Yeah, I really, really do think Pantoja is just going to get it done. And listen, Van could chin Pantoja. This could be the time where Pantoja gets chinned. I'm not going to sit here and say Pantoja's got the craziest chin of all time. I think the stat is that he's never been knocked out, but the key takeaway from that is that he really does not get cracked. Like, with certain fighters, like sort of how I'm predicting the Marvin Vettori fight, people will get cracked, and then they'll get cracked, and then eventually it's like, okay, their toughness is done. Pantoja gets hit with clean shots, and it's like, it didn't even fucking hit him. He just pushes through it, you know? And I think he's really motivated to become the GOAT at flyweight. So, yeah, I think he's going to beat Joshua Van, and yeah, that's my prediction. We move on. Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan 2. This is no secret. I'm going with Merab. Now, I reckon there's 3 reasons why I'm going with Merab. Number 1, he's the boring option, and recently, whenever there's a fun opportunity for this year, it doesn't happen. Only exception is Pereira. That dude's built different. He's KOing John Jones in round 1. Aside from that, though, really every single title fight has been the boring fighter wins the fight via boring methods. So I think Merab's going to close out the year, cherry on top. We have a boring fucking pay-per-view main event to spoil the card off of a bunch of finishes or great fights. Also, Merab, I'm 99% sure is cheating. Either A, he's cheating because he's hooking his fingers in his own gloves, and maybe that's not considered cheating, but that's not really reliant on grip strength. That's more or less reliant on literally just fucking hooking your own gloves to get takedowns. He was also the guy to set the record of takedowns on Petr Yan in their first fight in a 5-round fight. That being said, I know there's clips of Petr, the third and final reason, the clips of Petr Yan looking emotionally fucking broken, and that one meme where it's like, bro had PTSD after 50 takedowns, and it's Petr Yan with a swollen eye. Merab hugs him, says congrats, and as he goes in to like shake hands with one of his teammates, Petr Yan looks like he shit his pants. You know? He saw that hand and he was like, oh no, brother, another takedown, brother, no. Ugh. You know? I do think Petr Yan can win. He is good. I don't like his recent wins, but except for the Figgy fight. The Figgy fight, he looked great. What it really comes down to is that their first fight, Merab dominated 40 or 50-45. I get it. Petr Yan said he broke his hand or something was wrong with his right hand. And when you rewatch the fight, yeah, you could say that. You know? He also, I swear, I have it in my memory banks. He did say that he had a medical condition where his entire body was on fire and it felt like his body was in pain if anyone like touched his skin, like his skin was on fire or something like that. Do I believe that? I'd believe it. But does that mean I can trust it not to happen again? Like, I'm just going to call it how it is. This guy wears damage easily and he breaks easily. Not, oh, whoa, Petr Yan fans. Whoa, calm down. Whoa. Okay. Not he breaks, like he breaks in a fight. Oh, he's getting broken, the Aljo fight, rematch, whatever. I just mean in terms of physically. It's either his hand's broken, or he's got the skin condition, or his fucking eye swollen up the whole fight, or he's got bruises and cuts. And another thing, too, is that he leaves it way too fucking close. Merab is that style where if you leave it too close in a round, he wins that round because he's Merab. Simple as that. It happened on the O'Malley 1 fight, that I do still believe is a robbery. It happened in the O'Malley 2 fight when they scored the first 2 rounds. And it's probably going to happen in this fight. There's going to be a close round, maybe 2 close rounds. Merab is going to win those rounds. If you think it's close, Petr Yan loses that round. The only reason why he was able to win his last couple fights, Marcus McGee, is mainly because Marcus McGee's open on the feet, prone to being cracked. So is Merab, but he is also low volume. That's why Petr Yan's good. Davison Figueiredo masterclassed him. Almost. It was kind of, Petr Yan looked a little tired, but he gets tired very easily. And the Song Yadong fight, that was a 29-28 as well. And a 5-round fight, I can't trust him to beat Merab. If this was 3 rounds, all or nothing, round 1, Petr Yan, I might pick him. But I think Peter No Mercy Parker isn't getting this done. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think there's too much plot armor in the court of Merab. Too much on the line for GOAT status for Merab to not really watch his P's and Q's. And Merab's genuinely improving. Like his takedowns for the Henry fight, his takedowns for the O'Malley first fight, I thought were dog shit. And the O'Malley rematch and the Corey Sandhagen fight, they looked beautiful. And even in the Umar fight, his striking is ugly as shit. I still stand by that, but I just think Merab's going to be up on numbers at the end of the day. Maybe he gets a broken nose. Maybe he has a bloody nose. Petr Yan's going to have a swollen face. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to go with Merab Dvalishvili. This has been my picks and predictions for UFC 323. I want to thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. And as always, I hope you have a good day.